Ivy.tv. All right, so a couple of different things. One, we've created a company that has a mission to empower anybody, anytime, anywhere to be able to broadcast live video on the internet. Our initial model is going to be advertising supported. We actually started this at the October 2006 meetup. Thanks to Robert as well for that. We've had a core team of about 5 to 7 people, with 3 of us working on it full time over the course of the year. We've got an initial working prototype that we're going to share with you tonight. We're in the process of raising our angel round. So, a couple things on the demo. Are you ready? All right, so there's 2 versions of the demo. We're going to show you the alpha version. We're actually beginning to hand out the beta version, so anyone who's interested after tonight, you'll be able to leave with a copy of it. Feeling good? Feeling good. All right, and so I also have to give a disclaimer that I gave when in that October 2006 meetup, which is from Oliver McBrien, which is what we're going to show you is state-of-the-art. And the first thing you have to know about the state-of-the-art is it doesn't always work. And so if what we show you doesn't work, you'll know you're seeing the state-of-the-art. All right, so with that, ladies and gentlemen, here is our destination homepage for the consumer-facing version of Ivy.tv. Part of the idea we've got here, of course, is that the entire service is based around live video. Everything you'd see on the video wall would be something taking place right now. You might recognize, for example, someone doing a presentation at a meetup, or some kind of family event taking place, bands, talk shows, etc. The tag cloud there will help you figure out what kind of content is available on the service right now. You'll be able to drill down, for example, on sports and replace all the homepage content with just sports. We have a couple things that are really important to us. One of the 2 is ease of use, and the other is syndication. And so to talk a little bit about the ease of use and show you just how easy it is for you to set up a live video broadcast on the internet, I'd like to turn it over to Dave Rogers.
So I'm often picked on as the least technical user, and I'm going to prove that's not true right now. So the basic idea is you'd come to our homepage right here, and you would be registered. You would click on My Page. And all you need to do, this is a very simple consumer-grade video camera, a FireWire cable, and connectivity to the net. You'd click on Create New Broadcast. We're at the Denver Art Museum, so we're going to title this the very simple. Oh, I had to, sorry. So all we're going to do here is enter editorial information, and one of the nice things is there's no publishing points or bid rates or anything that you need to handle. So the idea is if somebody can come here and in 60 seconds get a live feed up with a little information that helps us narrow the tags and obviously increase the CPM on the ad side, that would be really advantageous. So to populate the tag cloud, we're going to put in here that we are geeks and this is tech, and we're going to call this a 3.0 experience. Channels we think are going to be a nice opportunity for sorting and searching. Description, we're going to link this with something like upcoming.org, and Pascal's going to be in charge of that. Nice job, Pascal. And the idea is that if you were interested in perhaps like youth soccer, and you were to click on youth soccer as a tag in our fleshed out channel guide, see what's coming up, see that there's an under 19 world championship, click on that, we'll send you an RSS feed or an SMS or an email or something like that. So you could fill this in the text in the description as well. So this is really all about live, and as important as live is, obviously people think time shifting is kind of important. We're not so sure about that, but YouTube apparently is doing all right for themselves, so we may enable people to archive this to our site, to disk, to other sites, and a few other opportunities like that. Instant messaging, interactivity is key, and one click, you're good to go there. So that's the basic idea. You can enter as little or as much of that information as you want. You click the big green button.
And moments later.
And there's this handsome man. Excellent.
All right, so Dave gets to do the camera now. So a couple of other components to this. Do you want to put some actual picture on there? We talked about the ease of use, so hopefully Dave's been able to demonstrate you don't have to know anything about technology to be able to get a stream up and live on the internet. And we also talked a little bit about the importance of being able to embed this, or our syndication strategy. So we're already prepared right away to go ahead and set up the embed codes. That'll be the ugliest thing you'll have to look at in our whole demonstration. But what would that look like? Well, for example, perhaps you want to go check out the Denver New Technology Meetup. And as you may know, Brian Patrick's been doing podcasts. And oh my gosh, Brian Patrick's now broadcasting live from, theoretically, we might be having a little bit of bandwidth issue here. State of the art, ladies and gentlemen, state of the art. So there we go. And next thing you know, we're now able to not only get video of these events, we're actually able to broadcast them live for all of the empty seats that are in the room. So, something else I'm overlooking? I don't think so. All right, so that's the That's basically the key demo. I want to take a moment to thank the team that's been working on this. There are a number of us in the room. Anybody who wishes to associate themselves with the project is free to raise their hand now, and those who don't have to. We also have a fantastic developer who's been working on this, and a lot of the prototype that you've seen, Jameson Watts. I want to give him a big shout out. We've had some great advisors. I see Danny Newman there who's helped us. Andrew Hyde has helped us quite a bit, and want to make sure we thank them as well. And with that, that's basically it. Thank you very much.
Start the questions for maybe.
Yeah, no problem.
A lot of people starting to go into this area.
That's what we've heard.
Ustream, a couple of others. What's going to make it different?
Well, a couple things. So for one, we're not really talking too much about the business model tonight. We have some differences, we think, on the business model side from Ustream and certainly from people like Justin TV. We've got some secret sauce that we've developed that we're also not showing at this time that we think separates us. And ultimately, the fact that a lot of people are coming into this space, we think, is hopefully indication that there's an opportunity here, and so it's not going to be just one player that's able to succeed in this space. I think absolutely. In fact, one of the bits of commentary I saw recently was, I think it was Scoble, who tried to do the live casting a la Justin TV and sort of threw up his hands after that and said it's too much. Justin can have 24/7, but this could still be useful for particular kinds of events. And so I think that's one of the key differences is we're not necessarily trying to compete, for example, with webcams or with the idea that there'll be surveillance cameras everywhere. It's more along the ideas that there's a special event such as the Boulder Denver New Tech Meetup. You're not going to be able to attend tonight, yet you'd still like to be able to watch it. And so we think it's going to be a lot more event-oriented potentially than just everybody broadcasting themselves for vanity purposes all the time. Although certainly people are welcome to do that, and people are doing that. The story that we're willing to talk about tonight is basically that we're a consumer-facing platform that's open, again, to anybody, anytime, anywhere. We do definitely have some ideas that within that there are some very specific use cases. One I guess I'd be willing to talk about might be something like ceremonies or weddings. And so when you think about that, for example, we found a list of the Wedding and Event Videographers Association, 4,000 members. So it might be a goal of ours, for example, to go try to market this service specifically to them, to be able to add live video broadcasting to events that they're already doing videography of. Dave's our VP of Sales and Marketing, and may want to add one or two other comments to that.
Any loose affiliation of something that's highly perishable, so anything that's news related or sports related, we think Rupert Murdoch's got a pretty good sense of what's highly perishable, and that's really what we capitalize on, interactivity and perishability. So any organization that rec sports of any kind or small newspaper organizations around the world that are trying to compete, we think will be a good place to tap in.
Well, so couple of different issues in there. One would be that, again, we're trying to syndicate the stream, so you don't necessarily have to go through our destination website to find them. As an example, you might be able to embed a video like this directly into the Meetup webpage. So people who are already looking to find out information about the Meetup would either see this stream taking place as it's happening or some kind of promo that says stream coming on Friday at 6 p.m. Mountain Time or things of that nature. And then in terms of like a wedding event, we probably in a lot of cases you wouldn't want those to be featured on a public site. It might be a very private kind of thing, a birthday party for your kid or what have you. And those would probably be more likely to be done on a private invitation basis. So it's basically Flash-based. So we've decided to go with Flash, even though the quality, for example, Windows Media is definitely higher in the same bit rate. The fact that you have to do a download or otherwise install some software to get it to work to us is kind of a showstopper in the sense of any barrier that's between the user and being able to use the service is going to decrease the likelihood of them adopting it. So we chose Flash in part because it's no download, 95% plus of the browsers, built in, ready to go. And so, in terms of the technology that's required, we want it to all work within the browser. Again, ease of use is a key component for us. Yeah, so I apologize for not drilling down on that too much, but basically we want to make it work with the existing consumer cameras. So basically FireWire or USB 2 kind of connection between the camera and the computer. Today, part of our emphasis on launch is also making sure that it works with existing technology. So there is a requirement today that you do have to have the laptop that's going to be the encoding device, basically. But we, for example, are beginning to see video cameras that have Wi-Fi built into them and Bluetooth to eliminate the FireWire camera. It's certainly not out of the question that people would begin to use cameras that have some of that functionality built in. And certainly, I think we all kind of are aware that in one form or another we're headed to a future in which we're all walking around with video cameras in our cell phones and the ability to watch live TV on the phone and so on and so forth. So it may get away. It's going to depend on the quality. If you want to do something that looks really good, you're probably going to want to show up already with a decent quality camera and a powerful computer. If you're really just capturing an accident that's happened on the road in front of you, then relatively low resolution mobile video may be sufficient for that. So I think right today there would be a requirement that you have the camera, the laptop, and although we say anybody, anytime, anywhere, there is a requirement for internet connectivity right now. Although with EVDO you can kind of get out to cell phone range, although that's really only about 100 to 150 kilobit, and the picture quality at 100 or 150 kilobit is relatively poor. So it would really have to be a highly perishable material that you needed to distribute immediately in a case like that, as opposed to something that you'd want to do some post-production on. So thank you very much.
Great job. Thank you.